To create your piece of loose leaf paper, you are going to need a blue quick stick and a pink quick stick. We will create our paper using horizontal and vertical lines. First, I will start with my horizontal lines. Remember that horizontal lines go side to side. I'm going to start towards the top of my paper with my quick stick and draw a horizontal line. You want to make sure that you are starting at the top of your paper, because if you start on the bottom and you run your arm or sleeve over your lines, it can blur them together and get smeared or even get on your clothes. So I will continue drawing horizontal lines with my blue quick stick all the way to the bottom of my page. If your lines aren't perfectly straight, that's okay. Next, I'm going to open up my pink quick stick and I'm going to draw one vertical line. A vertical line goes up and down. There's our piece of paper. To create a paper pencil, we're going to need a couple different colors of paper: yellow, pink, gray, and black. You'll also need a pencil, a scissors, glue, and then black and orange. You could use quick sticks or crayons or markers. It's up to you. Our first step will be making the shape of our pencil. To do our pencil, we're going to make a rectangle. I already have a corner of my paper here, so I'm just going to draw a straight line like this to create the body of the pencil. Then I'll cut that out. Next, I have to add the other pieces of the pencil. There's a few things we'll need to add. The silver part of the pencil is what helps hold the eraser in. So now that I know how wide my pencil is, I'm also going to mark that on the silver part. So I simply draw a line to show how big of an area I need to cut out of gray. And then I cut that. I'll use my glue stick to attach the gray section or silver section to my pencil so that it stays on. If you still have some yellow hanging off of the sides and it bothers you, you can always use your scissors and just trim that off. Next, I'll draw my pink eraser. So I line up my pink with the edge of the gray. And then I can draw the eraser shape. Erasers kind of have a curved line like a rainbow. If you mess up, remember, you can always flip it to the back and restart. If you have paper that has pencil on it, before you glue it down, make sure that you flip that pencil to the back so that we don't see it. Just like we did with the yellow paper, If you have edges that are showing on your pink that you don't like, you can simply trim them off. One thing that I forgot is brown paper to do the wood part of the pencil. So I'm going to go get that right now. So I grabbed some brown paper to draw the wood part of my pencil, but before I do that, I almost forgot a step. To show that your pencil has been sharpened, you are going to draw a zigzag line at the bottom of your pencil. If you look at a pencil in detail, you can see that it has these zigzag lines where it's been sharpened. You don't want to draw too many zigzags because remember, you're going to have to cut this out. As I'm cutting out each little part of the zigzag, remember that your scraps need to go in the recycling bin. All right, so now I'm ready for the brown part of the pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a point, a dot. This is where the lines will meet up to create the pointed tip of the pencil. So now I'm going to draw a line from that dot to the edge of my pencil on both sides. I also decided that instead of using black paper for the tip, I'm going to just color it black with a Sharpie. Make sure that you have a Sharpie that writes really well for this part because you want your pencil to look realistic, right? So you want that area to be pure black. Okay, so now I'm going to cut that shape out so we can glue the rest of the pencil together. So I can see how that's going to look. Remember that if you have brown paper showing like I'm going to here, you could always just trim it later. So I'm going to take my glue and get glue on the pencil. If you are using a glue stick like me, this purple dries clear. So if when you put your pencil on, you can still see some purple, don't worry about that too much because when it dries, you won't even be able to tell. So now that I glued that down, I'll trim the edge of brown that I can see. And now I've got a pretty good looking paper pencil. The final step is to add some details to your pencil. We're going to use the orange quick stick to draw some vertical lines on our pencil. It's going to make it look more realistic. So I'm drawing vertical lines to add those details to our pencil. And then I will use the black quick stick to add some detail to the metal part of our eraser. Maybe when you're doing this, you want to look at a real pencil in real life so that you can see the similarities. Okay, that pencil looks great. I think we're ready to keep going. And now for our final step, you are going to glue your pencil down so it's overlapping on your paper. You don't want it to take up your whole paper, just part of it. So maybe something like this. So I'm going to put some glue down. You can always add more glue if you need to. And now I'm going to draw some of those lines that we talked about earlier. I'll use a black oil pastel, and I'm going to practice drawing first a zigzag line. And I'm going to draw a broken line or a dashed line. It has different names. I'll also draw a wavy line. Well, what other lines could I draw? Maybe a curly or a loopy line. I could also draw a dotted line. Maybe next I want to draw a straight line. What other lines could you think of that you could draw?